Hello and welcome to the post-market update from Nirmal Bank. I am Hiral Dadia. Clearly, if you go to see, it has been a really volatile day of trade that we've witnessed. However, we've ended pretty much on a subdued note. We've seen major gyrations that did actually come in on the benchmark indices. Nifty, a pretty flattish ending is what we've seen. However, we ended below that 9,300 mark in trade today. On the front, if you look at on the Sensex front as well, we've ended higher for a third consecutive session. So good moves coming in terms of individual stocks. Bank Nifty, however, ended with cuts of almost around 0.8%. We ended around that 20,500 mark on Bank Nifty in today's session. There was clear outperformance that did actually come in from the broader markets as well. So if you see the BSE mid cap as well as the BSE small cap index clearly outperformed the benchmark indices in trade today. On the sectoral front, buying was seen in sectors like IT, PSU Bank, as well as the energy space, whereas auto, FMCG, and metals were trading under pressure. If you talk from an individual stock perspective as well, you had ICICI Bank, ITC, as well as an Axis Bank and HUL, which actually dragged Nifty lower. However, a lot of support did come in from the HDFC Twins as well. So there was a major divide that we were witnessing in the financial names in today's session. The advanced decline ratio also was pretty much favoring the bulls in today's day of trade. Overall, if you go to see a lot of individual counters that were shining strong in today's day of trade. So let's quickly understand actually as to which were the stocks that which actually stood out. So to start off with, firstly, if you see on the top gainers on Nifty 50, you had Tata Motors, Infosys ahead of numbers, was up around 3.5-4%. HDFC Bank, Sun Pharma, NTPC, as well as HCL Tech. So these were the gainers on Nifty 50, whereas on the losing front, you had stocks like Hindalco, JSW Steel, Bharti Infratel, Axis Bank, and Abrasive Industries that actually came ahead and put pressure. On the broader markets as well, you had stocks like Central Bank of India, Kalpataru Power, JNK Bank, UCO Bank, Indian Bank, AFP Industries. So again, a lot of PSU counters that were trading under pressure. Were a few of the gainers. But on the losing end, if you go to see in terms of BSE 500, you had stocks like Shriram Transport Finance, Cholamandalam Investment Finance, M&M Finance, PBR, RBL Bank. So again, the NBFCs were the ones that were under pressure. So in spite of the RBI governor coming out and talking about the liquidity that they have been infusing into the system, it does not seem to actually enthuse the financial names. Talking about stocks that probably could have hit a 52-week high and low, so there were no highs, at least in terms of where Nifty 50 go. But let's quickly see if there were any stocks which actually hit a 52-week low. Nothing on the benchmark indices front. Whereas if you see BSE 500, you had stocks like Biocon, which actually hit a 52-week high in trade today. Whereas on the losing front, you didn't really have any stocks that went there. So these have been actually the stocks we are watching out for, but a couple of movers and shakers also that we've been highlighting in today's session. So you had Sterlite Technologies, which actually zoomed up in trade on resuming production of its global capacity. RB Infra actually resumed its toll collection, so that gave it some support. IOC surged on the BSE. MEP Infra also gained in trade. Suzlon Energy was another counter which saw smart moves. And you had Cadila Healthcare, which was seeing smart moves. Alembic Pharma got a US FDA tentative approval for alcaftadine ophthalmic solution. So that's one of the major reasons why we saw some bit of an move that did come in on Alchem Pharma as well. Infosys, again, the stock was pretty much strong ahead of its Q4 earnings. So let's see how the numbers come out, because tomorrow's is going to be the session when we will see a reaction coming in with regards to where Infosys is concerned. Apart from Infosys, in terms of other stocks, you had Sun TV, which actually saw smart gains, 8th consecutive session coming in with regards to where Sun Pharma was concerned. Apart from a Sun Pharma as well, as we know, overall KPIT Technologies was locked in a 5% upper circuit. So that was another stock. Vinati Organics has resumed operations as well. So that's something which was pretty okay. Info Edge, another stock that we were focusing on in today's session. Balaji Telefilms as well. was another stock in today's session. So again, there was some bit of move. Shriram Transport Finance, as we already mentioned, it was the worst performer on Nifty 500. In fact, the stock fell almost 14 to 15%. So a lot of movers and shakers in trade today as well. But overall, if you go to see, we had mentioned in our morning update as well that a sideways move is something that could be anticipated for the day. We weren't really expecting any major moves. It was supposed to be a stock-specific market, and that's how it has been so far. But clearly, tomorrow's session again is going to be important as to what Infosys reports as well, because again, a quantum of weightage comes in from Infosys on Nifty 50 as well. So that's something which could give us some bit of an indication. That's all that we have in the post-market update from Nirmal Bank. In fact, you could subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn to get more updates. Thanks for watching.